gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
For the players. Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer.
What are you doing?
Adjusting your breasts. You fainted and they shifted all out of whack. There.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
It's really ready to go. Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand, okay, take me by the hand, take me by the hand, okay, he, him, they, them, he, him, they, them, some people just call me Fluffy. Me by the hand. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, what the fuck is he wearing? It's not Halloween. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, look it's sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my god, have I been mad? Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, hey darling, you can smile more. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, that's what we fucking do. It's fuck off. Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, she is all gangrenous. That's cute, you massive fucking soy cock. He, him, they, them. Superficial bollocks. He, him, they, them. Spider monkey fucker. Some people just call me Fluffy. Holy shit. Yard, 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 yard. It's Captain Gay. Yes, of course it's Captain Gay. Yard, 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 yard. It's really ready to go. You're some Hollywood horse bitch. Kitty fuck. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, look it's sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, I think I make quad your main balls. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, beat him into submission. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, yada 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 yada. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, you got me. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, so fucking crazy. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck off. Fire, fire, big pants flyer. One of them. So that went well. Let's move on. She's like, it's so. Oh God damn, I hate this thing. I can't say the word tampon. Who fucking cares? Hi, everybody. Bye. Or we could do a full show instead. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Afternoon Tea with Az. I'm your host, as always, as that's heel with no S. Can't people read? Heels. Where's the S? Where's the heel? Where's the S? The S is in verses. That's where the S is, not in the heels. How you doing, everybody? Got my cup of tea. Cup of tea today. Although I'm nearly done. No coffee. Ow! And I've pulled a muscle in my back. At the top of my back here. I need some Taiwanese masseuse to walk up and down my back. I think I did it while I was sleeping, you know? I think I slept awkwardly. A couple of nights ago, must have slept awkwardly and and then last night, and then I woke up this morning, There was a lot of grunting involved in the process. Anyway, welcome to Afternoon Tea with Az. I got my tea, as I've shown you. I've also got my glass of ice water where the ice cubes are rapidly melting, considering this was like full of ice cubes. So when you put the water in, it was just ice cubes and then water. But now, half of it's already gone. Oh. Or it could be at a desk, you know, it could be looking down, like, you know, like, that plays havoc on your back, doesn't it? Maybe I need to lift up the monitor to even though the camera is not set up for that. Now I look like Comics Division.
Hi, I'm a little munchkin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Pop this down a little bit. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Good girl. Let's put it back in there. Welcome to this week's Afternoon Tea with Az. It's a Superchat Square Up week because you guys are too kind. You're too kind when it comes to the real BBC. Thank you. Mega support. Thank you. And I did think this week's real BBC was good. There was a good conversation, you know. There was some good conversation going on. But yeah, so we got a ton of super chats to get through. We didn't get through huge amounts on Tuesday, so I won't dilly-dally too much. But obviously, this is also a show where it's just you and me. Mono. I am the masculine, you are the feminine. And that's just the dudes. That's just the dudes. So last week, because I got so involved with the bucket throwing at Chrissy's wedding, where Melanie Mack literally macheted 5 women to death to grab that bucket, I forgot to give an update. I forgot to give an update on the old 2-year plan. What's going on? How's all that going? So
I'll tell you now, last week, we were down, but we were only down 0.1 kilos. after losing 2 kilos each week for 10 weeks, on the 11th week, I think last week was the 11th week, or this could be the 11th week. I need to check. We were down just 0.1. So, but I wasn't too concerned because my eating habits were still fine. So I just put it down to, I don't know, maybe a little blip in the radar. So this week, we're still the same. We're still the same. Now, this week, though, I have made some changes. And the changes that I've made are I've moved gym, not JIM, GYM, OBGYM. I've moved gym. The gym that I signed up to in January, that I've been to twice this year. One of the reasons to prevent me from going was I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the gym. I made a sort of rash decision. It was a gym that was the closest gym to me because the gym that I used to go to was closed down. They closed it down. Sorry, let me just time out people who can't read the no caps chat rules. That won't get you the attention that you desperately crave. I really didn't like it. It was the one that was closest to me after my gym closed down. So I just sort of picked that one. Maybe you think because it's closest to you, you feel a little bit more at ease and all that sort of stuff. But there was a gym that I had looked at, which was further away. And I thought we need to check this one out because it was also the gym. The other gym, it's really pokey. Some of the equipment has rust on it. The music they play, I know you bring your headphones with you and all that shit, but like there was garbage music. It was just I just didn't like it. I didn't like the atmosphere of it. I didn't like the environment of it. So last Sunday, boobs. I'm talking to my mate, and I'm just like, I'm gonna check out this new gym. I said, I've got to move gym, dude, because I'm not gonna go to this one. I hate it. I'm gonna move gym. So I said, there's this one that's on the other side of town, which, well, you got to get into town. WG, man, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hold on. There's a whole WG story materializing in chat. First of all, WG gifted 5 memberships to the stream. So WG, thank you very much indeed. Then he follows it up with a $5 super saying this would have been $100 super chat, but he just had to make fun of my man Comics. So I deducted $95, as you should have done. So I got my just desserts. Well, I got a $5 super as well, which is very generous. But I got my just desserts. However, this story has a happy ending because WG, happy ending for me. WG then does super chat that 95 and says, kidding, screw Comics. Ow. Rest back in your chair. Ow. Here you go, man. WG, way too kind, mate. way too kind. Ow. I'm not joking. It's not just a little ache. It's not just like one of those little aches. Oh, it's painful, man. It is painful. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bud. I appreciate you. WG. So last Sunday I'm speaking to a mate and I said I'm not gonna go, I hate this fucking gym, mate. I hate it. I need to go to another gym. So I'm looking at a couple of gyms. Well, I'm going back to the gyms and I start looking at the one that I was interested in, like I said, which is the other side of town. But I've got, of course, got to go into town to get to the other side of town because I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. And my mate's looking and he sends me a gym. He says, what about this one? And he sends me the gym that I'm looking at anyway. And I'm like, that's the gym I'm looking at. That's the one that I'm looking at. So I said, fuck it. Now I've got some Nurofen downstairs. Jim knows that I'm looking at him. And the worst thing is, well, the weird thing is, he's okay with it, which is, kind of weird, but at the same time, very homoerotic, I guess. I said, that's the one I'm looking at. So I said, fuck it, dude. I'm off there now. But it was Sunday. And obviously, I'm not signed up to the gym, but it's one of those gyms that you can sign up online. And so I signed up for a month, and then you get a code, and it's one of those gyms that have the like the walk-in booths, the suicide booths from Futurama. You walk in them, you tap your code, you walk in, it closes behind you, and then the other one opens up and you walk in. It's one of those ones. So I sign up for a month and I go down to the gym on Sunday, and I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I did a good little sesh. Did some walking, boobs on the walking machine. I kind of moosed that cup of tea down real quick. I did some walking on the walking machine, which is, who does that? Crazy, huh? Then after that, I did some legs. And then I did a little bit of chest. Ladies. Then I did some, I don't know what it's called. But it's where you go on you grab that cage and you move the cage up and down the, chung 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 chung. So I did some of that as well. So all in all, that took I'd say that took the best part of an hour. All in all. So I went home and all that, and I was like, yeah, I like that. So I went back again the next day. The next day, on the Monday, I went back again. Did some more walking. After the walking, did some row machine. After the row machine, did some more Nicolas Cage. And then after that, I did some steps. I did the step, just went up on the the step. As needs a milk truck emoji. And that's coming from a woman. Fucking love based women. Woo! Actually, I'm out of milk. I just had the last bit of milk in this cup of tea. No more cups of tea or coffee. Well, let's have black coffee, but why you gotta be black? And then then I was in a lot of pain. And I don't know what it is, but when you start exercising, for some reason here and here, like my biceps are aching, yeah? My legs are aching. Not huge amounts, but they're aching. You know that you've worked them. But here was, oh man, it was like so painful to like just to outstretch the arms. So that like wrecked for like three days or so. The tendons are sore, yeah. So that wrecked for about 3 days or so. It's not, I don't think it's lactic acid. It's just, I think it's the connective tissue, yeah. Because muscle growth's about tearing the muscles and then they repair, and that's why they get harder and stuff like that. That's what that's all about. It's about tearing stuff. That's what exercise is. Well, that's what muscle growth is. About tearing muscles and repairing muscles. So that oh my god, that wrecked for like 3 days or so. It's okay now. And you know, we've had Final Fantasy 16 really eat up my time this week, but I think we're at least halfway through the game now. So I think at some point next week I will finish it. But my aim is to hit the gym boobs 3 times this week. That's the aim. Did twice last week. Aiming to hit 3 times this week. I got a busy day tomorrow. But, you know, okay. Got a busy day tomorrow. Yeah, gym wore me out. I've never felt this way about a gym before. I was always into Julia's and Claire's and Kate's and stuff, you know. But apparently it was gym that I was waiting for the whole time. And I'd like another day just to see if this simmers the fuck down on my back. So yeah, the aim is to go 3 times this week, and because we've had a couple of weeks of stagnation this week, I'm not really concerned because I've been going to the gym, and obviously I have been exerting a little bit. And your body always resists when you're trying to do stuff. Your body always resists. So it's actually quite natural that the body's resisting, and also because of the exercise that I did as well, there could be a little bit of torn muscle and repair muscle going on as well, which could affect things. Now, I say there's been no change. I'm not completely being honest with you. Not in a bad way, but there has been a vast fluctuation in weight this week. Not up, down, but down and back up. So there's actually been at one point in the week, I was actually 4 kilos down, according to the scales, 4 kilos down from where I was, you know, the week before. However, it just sort of fluctuated, sort of backing up and backing up. So because the latest way that I did, which was this morning, I was down a touch, but I'm just saying it remained the same. It was down a touch, but again, not much. Like I said, the week before it was 0.1 kilos. This time, pretty much the same. So what I'm gonna do this week as well could be water weight, you know, it could be all that sort of business. It's been very hot here in the UK this week, really hot, and stuff like that. And I know muscle weighs more than fat. I that's why I'm, you know, again, I'm not too concerned. But what I'm deciding to also do from tomorrow onwards, like I said, from tomorrow, I'm looking at, by this time next week, I'd like to report I went to the gym 3 times. But this week as well, I'm also going to restart to use MyFitnessPal, and I'm going to be calorie counting. I'm going to be monitoring every calorie that goes inside me from tomorrow onwards. I'm not taking measurements, Crystal. It's bad enough getting on the scales, you know. I get on the scales tell me to get off. So I'm not doing the, you know, I know you can do the measurements, and I'll probably find that if I took some measurements, there would be some decrease still. But no, I'm not gonna make myself crazy or anything like that. But I just feel as if maybe we should just monitor the calories coming in, because I could be saying here, you know, I'm eating well, I'm eating good food, but maybe I'm eating a bit too much. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it because I've got an idea of what the calories are in the stuff that I'm eating. But I think that I think it's a good thing to again, it's accountability. And I think it's a good thing to have that accountability. So I'm going to monitor. Oh, I don't touch fizzy pop anymore. I don't touch alcohol anymore. I don't touch energy drinks anymore. I haven't had a takeaway in over 130 odd days, 40 odd days. Thank you for speculating on what I'm eating, folks. Keep going. Just put food in the chat, which you think I'm eating, but you have no idea what I'm eating. Just do that. That'll be a good use of your time. So yeah, I'm gonna monitor it. I bought this, didn't I? I bought my little pad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to the back of the pad. Not that I need to monitor it thingamajiggy wise in pen, but if I need to monitor anything, I can, because it'll all be monitored on the app. But I'm gonna calorie count. I'm gonna calorie count from Monday onwards, and let's see where we are next week on that report. As did you go to the gym 3 times? Report. As did you calorie count? Where are your calories coming in on a daily basis? Report. That's what I'd like to see. That's what I'd like to see. Just becoming a little bit more accountable. I'm doing these changes, and I'm doing these positive changes. But I feel we just got to the point now where I need to just take it that next step further. I think it'd be better for me. I think it'd be better. Well done, fat bastard. Keep going. That's a colossal amount. So well done. I think it'd be better for me. I think it hopefully will instill better habits. So although tomorrow's a busy day, if I can get to the gym tomorrow, that would be good. I got a very busy morning, so maybe I could go in the afternoon, and then we could do a Final Fantasy 16 stream in the evening. But I would also like to do a video, because I don't think I'm going to be able to play Final Fantasy 16 today, because I've got this stream, and then after this stream, I've got about an hour and a half until Sunday Fun Day. And I think Sunday Fun Day is going to go for 3 hours today till 9 p.m. After I finish at 9 p.m., do I want to fire up Final Fantasy 16 for 2 or 3 hours? I don't know. Oh, don't worry. I ain't going vegan. No way. Fuck that. Number 1, I'm not gay. Number 2, I'm not gay. No. Meat is the way. Meat is the way. And then, I've got an early start tomorrow. I'm not doing keto meat bun. I'm not doing keto. I need vegetables in my diet, okay? And I want a balanced diet. I don't want when I say a fad diet, I don't want a diet that demonizes stuff. Ultimately, I want to get into a position where I'm not demonizing things, okay? That I can have a little bit of this. I can have a little bit of that. Without it being a cheat day, just moderate stuff. Yeah. So I got an early start tomorrow. Doing stuff with some friends tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm actually going for a meal as well. I'm off for a meal in the afternoon where I'll be getting some chicken, not fried. Some chicken, some broccoli, some peas, some halloumi. That's what I'll be eating tomorrow. And that might be the only thing that goes in. So I'm gonna see if the place I'm going to actually has, how some of them have the calories of the items. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. And then after this stream, I've got to put a load of laundry on because I've got a load of gym clothes stinking the kitchen up at the moment. So I've got to put all of that into the washing machine and get some washing done for tomorrow. Now it's a diet, right? Everything you eat, whether it's shit or good, it's all a diet. It's part of your diet. Diet is a all-encompassing term. I eat popcorn, toffee popcorn, and drink Coca-Cola all day. That's your diet. That's the word. So I'm not on a diet. I'm discussing the dietary habits that I want to instill. A cursed diet? Yes, we could call it a cursed diet. But if I could live off toffee, popcorn, and Coca-Cola and be healthy, that'd be amazing. Fuck Jeremy, we love you, Az. What did Jeremy do? Leave Jeremy alone. Leave Jeremy alone. Backseat nutritionists are as bad as backseat gamers. Yes. And backseat drivers. So yeah, it's about the habits that I'd like to instill. So yeah, we've had a couple of stagnant weeks, but it's stagnant. Well, it's stagnant to down as opposed to stagnant to up. So it's stagnant to down. So I got a feeling that once the body gives up the resistance, because I think it's resisting at the minute. It's just resisting because I have upped the exercise. I've definitely upped the exercise. So it's just resisting because that's what your body does. Your body loves status quo. Regardless of whether or not you're the fittest person on the planet, if you're the fittest person on the planet, your body's like, let's go. I'm used to exercise. Let's go. And if you're, sedentary in your lifestyle habits, then your body's just like, whoa. Did you just get up and walk to the fridge? Dude. Calm the fuck down. Find your caps lock button, turn it off. Find the caps lock button and turn it off. So it's fine. I'm all okay with that. I'm all okay with that. I would you can't out-train a bad diet. That's correct. Because what do they say? It's like 80% diet or 90% diet, 10% exercise. So if you're doing the right exercise, but you're not doing the right diet, and there you go. Now now you didn't get timed out. You're just gone. Now you'll never be able to talk in the chat again. Gifted sub, clearly a gifted sub person. Never recognized the name. Clearly a gifted sub. Gone now. Never to be in the chat again. Gone. Bye. So yeah, and even when I used to go to the gym and I used to have a personal trainer and I'm putting the effort with the trainer, and yes, I was going down in weight, but my diet, I was still drinking pop. I was still eating shit. And even if I was coming in at, let's say, what do they say? The average amount of calories for a man a day should be around 2,000, 1,800 to 2,000, something like that. And, even though I'd be coming in under that sort of remit, it wasn't good food. I wasn't putting good food into my body. I was putting shit. Soda pop, fizzy pop, we call it here in the UK. That just goes into the liver and gets turned to sugar. So even though the calorie count of it is low, it's not true. And then, of course, your body isn't pulling from fats to burn. It's pulling from sugars to burn. So it's burning the sugars, and then if the sugars aren't getting burned, then the sugars turn to fat. So you do have to get the whole shebang together. So this is the first time in a long time that I'm managing to combine diet with exercise and mental attitude. Well, we did get demonetized last week, D Breezy, with a $10. We did get demonetized last week, folks. I fought it and I lost. And last week's video, which I actually thought was probably the best chance I had not to get demonetized at all, actually got demonetized. And I viewed the feedback. I moved the first 4 parts of Final Fantasy 16 to the gaming channel at HVB Gaming. Go subscribe, please. And part 3 got demonetized. And I was like, why did it get and it actually had feedback. And I looked at the feedback, and the feedback, welcome to you. By the way, welcome to YouTube and have a nice day when you hear what I'm about to tell you. Do you know what the feedback was for why my Final Fantasy 16 Part 3 stream was demonetized? I'll tell you now, you won't be able to guess. I tell you, you won't be able to guess. It was banned. Oh, sorry, it wasn't banned. It was demonetized for usage of the F word in the title or the thumbnail. Usage of the F word, as in fuck, not final or fantasy, in the title or in the thumbnail. So you can actually give feedback on the feedback that's been presented to you. So I did give feedback going, where the fuck is the F word in the title or the thumbnail? Which I thought was a pretty good response. I thought that's a pretty good response. FYI, because that video is still on my main channel, it's just privated now, so you can't see it. Do you think that video is demonetized on my main channel? Do you? Do you? No, it's not demonetized on the main channel. But I thought that was pretty good feedback that I gave. Where the fuck is the F word in the title or the thumbnail? Yeah. Don't ban my account though, YouTube, please, for that. So unless the word final or fantasy has now been escalated up to an F-bomb, I don't even know. Can I just say that Brass Monkey also gifted 5 memberships to the stream? Thank you, Brass Monkey. You are very consistently very kind. And Madrock, for the 3rd day in a row, also gifted 5 memberships to the stream. So Madrock, thank you, you mad lad. So if you are one of those 15 people that got those gifted from Madrock, Brass Monkey, and WG, please give them a thank you. I think they'd be very grateful for that. So thank you guys. So welcome. Well, and this is the video getting demonetized and me fighting the demonetization. So it's allegedly gone to a real person. Spoiler alert, I know for a fact that's bullshit. Don't ask me how. Ask no questions, hear no lies. Don't ask me how, but I know for a fact that when it goes for manual review, does it go in front of a person? No, it does not. It goes to a separate algorithm. It goes to a separate algorithm, a different algorithm that is programmed to be a little bit more specific. And the algorithm said, computer said no. Computer said no. I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked. Yeah. What a shocker. What a shocker. That manual review by a human being is actually another algorithm. So yeah, so that's where we are. So even though we're a little bit down, I'm just saying we're the same as we were 2 weeks ago, which is a loss of 21 kilos. So 21 kilos in 12 weeks is still good. Because 21 kilos is about 40, 46, 48 pounds. So it's still really good. And like I said, we have had a big fluctuation this week that's gone down as low as 4 kilograms and then back to where we are. So in the interests of fairness, for me, because I don't want to play silly beggars and say, well, on Thursday, it was actually 4 kilograms down. I don't want to, you know, and have a, you know, when there's fluctuations going on, I'm being cautious. So let's just say it's been the same for 2 weeks. Well, you know, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Hey, before I go into the super chats from the real BBC, I want to talk about something else. So, last year, when Gary was away from the real BBC for a couple of weeks in relatively quick succession, so myself, Mauler, and Nina was there at the time as well. We started discussing the NXIVM cult. And if you don't know, the NXIVM cult is the one that Alison Mack, who played Chloe in Smallville, got involved with. And I think she was actually introduced to the NXIVM through Kristen Crutch, Lana, in the show. But Lana, or Kristen, I should really say. Kristen, I believe, really thought that it was meant to be this sort of self-help group for women. I don't think she had any knowledge whatsoever about what NXIVM actually was. It's NIXIVM. V. But it's pronounced NXIVM. But it's a V, not a U. And so when Kristen Krog, when she started to think things were a little bit weird, she actually left. She just thought it was one of these, you know, one of these genuine feminist sort of self-help for women. And of course, remember, Kristen and Alison Mack were both 18 years old at the time. They were young. They were young, you know, they were young, you know, they were young women. They would just become women. So I think they both got their roles in Smallville at 18 years of age. So I think it was around about 2006 when she got introduced to NXIVM by Kristen. So she would have then been about 23 years old. So again, early, you know, young woman, 23, young woman. Jesus Christ. You know, when you're old, when you're talking about a 23-year-old woman, it's just like, it's just a child. She's just a child. She's 23. She's just a child. You know you're young then, don't you? You know you're young when you're just like anything below 35, you're just like, that's too young for me. Below 35 years old, we ain't going to have anything in common together. No. I need a woman that's at least 42. So 23 years old to me is baby. You're a baby. And if you're a man and you're 23 years old, you are a fucking infant. Because men don't grow up until they're about 35. Trust me. You know, a man doesn't grow up till he's about mid-30s. So she rises in the ranks of Nixium. And she becomes like the right-hand woman, I guess, of the leader. What is he, Keith Raniere? And it ends up being some really fucked up sex cult that essentially uses female empowerment as a complete and utter ruse for Keith to fuck a load of women. And then they were getting branded, and it was Alison Mack's idea to brand the women. And they were getting branded near to the vagina, down in the nether regions, definitely on the pubis bone, definitely in the pubis area. They were getting branded, and they were getting branded with a brand that was allegedly a symbol of the four elements: fire, water, earth, and lightning. I don't fucking know. Air. Anyway, it turns out, they would use a cauterizing pen. They would use a cauterizing pen to do the branding. And it would take about 30 minutes to do the branding. But it turned out that it wasn't actually a brand that symbolized the elements. It turned out that it was a brand of Keith Raniere's or Alison Mack's initials. Anyway, to kind of long story short, TLDR. He gets indicted on charges, exploitation charges, loads of different charges. And he's arrested. Alison Mack's arrested. There's way more to this story. There's a couple of really good documentaries on Amazon. Go check them out. NIXIVM. or even it just could be NIXVM. One of the two. Nixium. And I watched anyway, Alison Mack turns evidence. She's facing 100+ years in jail. 100+ years. So she turns evidence on the cult leader for a reduced sentence, and boy did she get a reduced sentence. Yeah, 2 documentaries are on Amazon. There's one of them done through the eyes of a former member of the cult. I don't know if you're old like me, then you'll remember Catherine. Is it Oxenbridge? Oxenfurt from The Witcher. Catherine Oxenberry. Catherine Oxen something. It's her daughter. Her daughter got into the cult and got complete and utterly down the rabbit hole. She was all in. she didn't even know that she was, she didn't even know how lost she was. Oxenberg, is it? Is it Oxenberg? And so, long story short, Alison Mack ends up getting 3 years. And Keith Raniere ends up getting 120 years in prison. So I watched this another documentary, The Rise and Fall of Alison Mack. On I'll talk about that in a second. Go party time. So I watched this documentary that a channel on YouTube did. I actually tweeted it out yesterday, and it was the Rise and Fall of Alison Mack, and it was about an hour long, and it was just it was a good, very basic summary of things. But you got to watch the 2 documentaries on Amazon. There's a 4-parter, and then there's just like a 2-hour documentary. But check them out. They're absolutely compelling viewing. And so after the documentary, I go and Google Alison Mack to see what the situation is at the moment, how she's doing in jail and whatnot. Yeah, she basically had a sentence. Well, she was looking down the barrel of 100+ years, at least 60 years, I believe. Life in prison plus. And she ended up getting 3 because she handed over all of this documentation, which just fucked the cult leader. Because one of the things they would do, there was this system that there was this part where it's just women only, and it was called DOS. And DOS was meant to be this women only group. But who was the leader of DOS? Well, that actually ended up being Keith Raniere. And that's when you got into DOS. That's when you got branded. That's when Keith would come. You would be given the job of seducing Keith, the cult leader, who was self-professed celibate. He had kids with a couple of women, but anyway, self-confessed celibate. So they would tell you've got to. We're empowering you. We're giving you the power. You're going to seduce the leader of the cult. They would also, when they got into DOS, they would also have to hand over this thing called collateral. Can you guess what collateral is? It's as you think. Collateral is bank account details, credit card details, compromising pictures, compromising videos. And you would hand over collateral so that it wouldn't ever be shown, but it was there. It was there to make sure that you did not expose, when I say expose, tell the outside world about this secret organization within the cult called DOS, which was the women empowerment one. Essentially extortion and blackmail from the cult. And to get to the position that you were in, you had to pay. You paid for these courses, and these courses are like $7,500 each to start with. And before you can even advance, because essentially the cult was one big pyramid scheme. It was one of those multi-layered marketing things. So even before you could get to a certain level of promotion within Nixium, you had to pay, I think it was a minimum of around about, in combined fees for courses and whatnot, around about $5 million. Multi-layered marketing, yeah. So about this wasn't a cult for regular people. This was a cult for rich people. Scientology-esque. By the way, I've got this great club that you can sign up for only $99.99. It's called Axiom. Asium. Send your money to my PayPal. Because of course, that when you were recruited into Nixium, you would get commission on recruiting other people to Nixium. And she tried to get, and it wasn't just women who could get into Nixium, men could as well. But this DOS section was just meant to be for women. Did we get branded? Yeah. It's the brand is it looks like as, but it's actually a mountain with a flowing river. It's a mountain with a flowing river and isn't as at all. So, you know, but watch the documentaries. That, you know, I'm really doing the TLDR version here. Watch those documentaries. You'll love them. Anyway, so look up Alison Mack. And because she was sentenced back in, I think she was sentenced in June 2021. And then even when she was sentenced to 3 years, she didn't have to report to the prison until September 2021. So she got the rest of June, July, August, and part of September. So she got even a few months more before she had to go into prison. Unknown with $20. So you're at the bottom level. Says I've joined Asium. It's AZIVM. VM, AZIVM, and the Z should be also capitalized. But good to have you on board. There you go. You get 10% commission on everybody else that you. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later in the secret chat room. We'll talk later. So she even got like 2.5 months before she had to report to the prison to start her sentence. Oh, and by the way, Alison Mack, who'd been an actor, an actress on Smallville, earned herself a lot of money on Smallville. She'd done some films, multi-millionaire, she was now broke, no money. She was actually in debt. Because Nixium had taken all of her money. Had taken all of her money. And now she's looking down the barrel at a lot of civil lawsuits against her. So, but there again, even rich people go broke very differently from poor broke people. Anyway. So she turns up for her 3-year prison sentence in September 2021, I believe. She's due to be released in just over a week. She is due to be released on the 3rd of July this year. After about a year and a half serving, just over a year and a half of serving. She's due to be released next, the 3rd, which is Monday, a week tomorrow. Michael Tynan with a $50. Michael, thank you. Don't worry, I will go through all the other super chats on this stream after I've gone through the other ones, but Michael's an absolute sweetheart. WG's an absolute sweetheart. Brass Monkey's an absolute sweetheart. I gotta give them their little spot because they deserve it. Because they're too kind. I used to have a right little crush. On Alison Mack back in the day. I think we all did. Because we're nerds. And we used to have crushes on the nerdy girls in shows. Like Willow in Buffy. We all wanted a bit of Willow. Come on, we all wanted a bit of Willow. Same with Chloe. We all We always wanted Chloe and Clark to get together, but it was just never to be. It was never to be. But yeah, she's a little cutie pie. She's a little cutie pie. So yeah, she's due to be released from prison a week tomorrow. So I think a week tomorrow, I should have finished all my Final Fantasy 16 first playthrough. Now I'll probably do a second playthrough off camera. A little bit, you know. But I'm also playing I want to play the Legend of Dragoon. Because it's on the PlayStation. I've bought it on the PlayStation 5. So I actually want to we want Fred from Buffy and, you know, Angel. We all wanted a bit of Fred. We all wanted a bit of Willow. We all wanted a bit of Chloe. Come on. You know, Kristen Kruk, she's the girl that would turn you down. She's the girl that you'd ask to prom and she'd turn you down. But Chloe, you got a chance. You got a chance. Because she's desperate. Because she's desperate. And you know, and you can sniff, you can smell that desperation. So I think a week on Monday, I'm going to do a video about the release of Allison Mack. I think, no, can we just separate Chloe from Allison Mack? Okay? Chloe is the girl that you wanted to date when you were that age. You know? It's now been 22 years. 22 years since the start of Smallville. We've got 22 years older. But obviously 22 years ago, yeah, of course, Chloe was the girl that you wanted to date. Allison Mack, not so much. Crazy fucking psycho. Crazy fucking psycho. And you don't know. You hear all these things. Oh, you know, they renounce all the teachings of this person. They renounce the cult. Are they, though? Are they really? Or are they just saying that because that's what they need to say that gets them the reduced sentence? Here's all the evidence against him. By the way, I renounce everything. I'm too old for fixing people, Unknown. I'm too old for fixing people. I don't want to be fixed, and I don't want to fix anyone. Never stick your dick in crazy, boys. It's really tempting because they're very exciting when you first meet them, but they're fucking nuts. And if you stick your dick in it, they get even crazier. That isn't just a saying. I've lived it. I've lived it. I've never met a sane Irish girl in my life. Irish women, I love you. You're fucking nuts. All of you. You're nuts. But I've done it a couple of times and it was too many. Oh, yeah. Sorry, just looking at a rather hot picture of Margot Robbie. There you go. Yeah, as is dating tips, never stick your dick in crazy, boys. Never stick your dick in crazy. The sex will be great. Anyway, let's go on to yeah. So I think I'm gonna do. We all have ours. I know. I do love Irish women. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Irish women, but I'm just saying I've never met a sane one. That's all. But they are lovely. But I've never met a sane one. Right, let's go into some of the super chats from the Real BBC on Tuesday. They are, I know they're hot. They're very hot with their fair skin and red hair and green eyes. You can easily fall into that ocean and swim in it for a fucking crazy. Oh, there's no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Erin. There are varying degrees of crazy, but there is a common denominator, and that is crazy. You can have a level 1 crazy, which is basically a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with an Irish lass. You can get if you find a number 1 crazy Irish lass, you snap that up, boys. Yes. There's going to be some weird shit that goes on every so often. But it might balance itself out. But if you go for anything higher than a 4 crazy with an Irish woman, you're fucked. You are fucked. There's a high chance that you're going to end up being murdered by your brothers. Okay? I'm just saying. And even if you don't and you manage to get out of it, divorce it, you will own nothing. She will have everything. Everything. House, car, kids, money, everything. But you will also need to count yourself lucky and say, thank you. You have everything. I got out with my life. But they are very fine women. That's the trap. That's the trap. Did you need to resist? Zeus Play with a $10 says, hi guys, love the show as always. Hey Gary, where can I get the Fifth Elephant comic in English? The one you showed the other time. I don't know. Dude, when I went to uni, I met an Irish woman. As Irish as you could get. Fair skin, red hair. Beautiful. We met in the nightclub. We were both a little drunk. She was amazing to talk to. We flirted all night. I took her back to my place. We ended up going into the boudoir. We did the deed. She turned fucking insane after that. Insane. Insane after that. At university, it was a one-night hookup. It was a one-night hookup. But that was it. She thought we were married. She thought we were married. It got very crazy for a bit. Got very crazy for a bit. Gary's wizard beard with the 2 Canadian 20. Doctor Who top 5, please. We're keeping that in the back pocket for a rainy day. Because there's a lot of shit going down at the minute. There's a lot of shit going down at the minute. And we might get the Flash's weekend during this stream. But I will tell you that the Friday to Friday comparison with the Flash, if you didn't see my tweet last night, it dropped 81%. Friday to Friday. The drop from Friday to Friday, the Friday comparisons, 81% drop. The prediction is that it could be as high as a 75% drop for the whole weekend. Its prediction is 14 million weekend. The ice cream man's outside. Curse you! I'm gonna bring up the numbers, and let's see if we can actually get. Let's see if we can get the weekend prediction, which isn't up at the moment. But yes, it dropped from first place to fourth place Friday to Friday. Down 81%. Oh, for 99 with the flake. Well, of course, the 99 comes with the flake. Sorry, do you want sauce? Do you want chocolate sauce or strawberry? Red, which one? Do you want hundreds of thousands on it? Because if you do, you're gay. I'm just saying. I got news for you. Hey, let me just show this off again. By the way, this is only plastic, but this is really nice. This is from the Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition. I love this. I just think this is really beautifully done. I just think that's really beautifully done. Ifrit versus Phoenix. I love that. That's lovely. So yeah, the prediction is 75%, $14 million weekend. That is insanity. And it's not doing much better internationally either. This movie is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions. Probably, my initial prediction was 300 million. It's probably going to lose $400 million. It's probably actually going to be somewhere in the region of 400 million. Ooh. Deep Pan with a £2 says, so Craven's father is Zeus and Jarrell? Correct. Because Russell Crowe just want to get paid nowadays. DS with the €5 says Iron Man 1 is the only good MCU movie, let alone great one. Well, I mean, that's your like opinion and everything, man. But no, there's some really good MCU movies. Good. Now find your caps lock button and turn it off. Mr. Mix's Little Pick with a $5 says Infinity War is by far the greatest MCU film. Civil War was a disappointment if you read the comic. Garbage in comparison, such a letdown. I mean, look, I think we all know by now you can't make a comparison between the comics and films because they're never going to live up to the comics at all. Never. It's just what they do with it. And for what Civil War was, it was, I think, a good movie. But yeah, we're never going to get the comic adaptations. Never. Pete with a $5 says, no, as not the gay innuendo, an actual fruit called kiwi. It's green and good in flavoring fruit water. I know what a kiwi fruit is. He said, Az, have you ever had a kiwi fruit? I said, what's a kiwi fruit? Is that a gay New Zealander? But a human with a $5 says, I'm torn between Blade 1 and 2. Iron Man 1 is my best. Well, Blade 1 and 2 are not in the MCU. So, Iron Man. Anard, Lord of Derps, with a $2 says, seed them 1 to 16 and make it a tournament. No. Okay, this is when we're doing the voting on the best, what you thought was the best Marvel movie. We did a real BBC vote, and the winner was Iron Man. The very first one. Captain Dropkick with a £5 says, just found out my recent ex already moved in with someone else. So I'm grateful you guys are at this tonight. Your presence and humor means the world. Yeah, you could do better, man. If she's left that relationship and moved in immediately with someone else, you trust me, dude, you dodged a bullet. I know it feels It fucking hurts there. I know. Fucking hurts there. But dude, trust me, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. You should be counting your lucky stars. You dodged a bullet. You know, you're not in a committed relationship and then you split up and then 2 weeks later you're moving in with someone else. No. Dude, she was fucking him behind your back. She was fucking him behind your back. You dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet, mate. You dodged a bullet. Bohort with a £2 says honorary mention for Blade. Great film, bad ending. Blade's a fun film. Blade's a great film. I love Blade. But it's not MCU. We were talking MCU. Amazing Shield with a $10 says it's a Marvel film, but it's not an MCU film. A Marvel list before finishing the Doctor Who top 5. What? No. A human with a £2. I was right first time, $2. Avengers for best group movie, Civil War second. Pseudo Sign with a $10 says first comic I read was Countdown to Final Crisis. It was free. Can't beat free. What y'all think of it? I never read Final Crisis. I read Crisis. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now that's great. But then DC would just start regurgitating Crisis. No. The whole point of Crisis on Infinite Earths was to simplify their universe. Now they just reboot it every fucking 10 minutes. Ay. Michael Barutain with a $20 says, Gary, did you do a square up for an F&T yet? Didn't see it, but was wondering if you're still doing a meetup when you come to Wisconsin. If not, would love to buy you and the wife lunch on your way in or out of the state and pick your brain about comics. Angry is angry with a $35. Wow. Thank you, man. Good afternoon. Got to meet Gary this last weekend when is Az and Mauler making it to the States. I'm saying 2025, maybe. 2025 is the plan. If the plan goes well, maybe our end of 2024. We'll see. But the plan is 2025. I'd like to do some traveling in 2025. I'd like to go to States to meet you guys. Fuck some of you fine women. And by fuck, I mean 38 seconds of disappointment for her. But I'll be done, so I don't care. You know, because I'll be done. I'll be done. I'll turn my back to her, and I'm already asleep. High five. Yeah, I got my 2-year plan to sort out, Michael. That correct. That's why. I got my 2-year plan. My 2-year plan, remember? So I said nothing's going to happen while the 2-year plan's going on. It's a 2-year plan. So yeah, 2025, I'd like to travel to the States. And I'd also like to travel to Japan. I'd like to go to Japan as well. That would be no high five for that. Why, Ladar? Come on. Don't you want to be disappointed sexually by me? There's a queue. Nick Savage with a $5 says, have y'all seen the Short Punisher laundry clip? Where the hell is that movie? Mm-hmm. Narlops with a £2 says, as your bucket catch breakdown, chef's kiss. Thank you. Got me demonetized. Barton Bella with a $5. Infinity War didn't have all the Avengers. There was no Hawkeye. Correct? He was too busy killing Asian people. Hashtag stop the Asian hate. The Libertarian Nerd with a $10 says, I'd put all 3 Captain America movies over No Way Home. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. As starring in Gone in 38 Seconds, summer 2025. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good one. Enoch Mamon with a $20 is looking forward to the DC reboot. No. A universe run by Tom King. Tom King and the stupid cow who wrote all the DC failure, The Flash and Birds of Prey. She's also part of James Gunn's DC reboot writing team. The only positive is Gary, Mauler, Jeremy, myself, Ryan, Yellow Flash, Clownfish, etc., 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 etc. We're going to make so much money. Because it's going to be never-ending trash. Again, I keep having to say this, Critical Drinker. I keep having to say this. He's already hit the stratosphere as Critical Drinker. Holy shit. No, Chato will be dead by then. He's in his 70s. He'll be dead by then. I love you, Paul. I love you, Paul. Coochie, coochie. Coochie, coochie. I keep having to reiterate this, but I just want to reiterate it again. The second movie in James Gunn's reboot of the DC universe is The Authority. Psycho, Gay, Superman, and Batman. Presented without comment, I'd just like to say that this month's Pride Month hasn't gone the way that they wanted, has it now? Is it because people are just sick of this shit now? Sick of this fucking shit. I don't even know who The Authority is, says Mike Linux. Correct. You and 99.9% of the planet, mate. But don't worry, folks. That Guy Gardner show or movie, whatever it's going to be, that'll save it. Not Guy Gardner. Booster Gold. That Booster Gold movie will save it. Lesbos Island starring Wonder Woman. That'll save it. Psycho Supergirl. That'll save it. Brain's gone dead. That's good. Amanda. Oh, yeah. The Amanda Waller TV show. That'll save it. James Gunn making sure that his wife is constantly employed. That'll save it. Oh. Michael Keaton's Batman couldn't even save the Flash. And I thought that Michael Keaton's Batman would really help that movie in terms of box office. I think my initial prediction on the Flash. I think my initial prediction was 700 to 750 million. this film is going to be lucky to do 300 million worldwide. So what the fuck do you think the authority's gonna do at the cinema? No, Jesus saves, Aaron. Jesus saves, and even he can't fucking save the DC universe. When a movie that stars a Ben Affleck Batman, a Michael Keaton Batman can't save an Ezra Miller fucking shit show, what hope in hell do you think the authority is gonna do? Excuse me. And a George Clooney Batman. Spoilers, nobody cares. And an Adam West Batman. And a Christopher Reeve Superman. And a George Reeve Superman. And a Nicolas Cage Superman. None of this could save this disaster. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Never mind the authority. Let's push the authority to one side. What the fuck do you think is going to happen if they announce the casting of Superman and people go, fuck that guy? What do you think is going to happen then? You know, when they cast Timothy Chalamet to be Superman, what the hell do you think is going to happen then? Because if they don't get this casting of Superman 100% spot on, the Superman movie won't even make any fucking money. Never mind a fucking authority movie. And then there's the casting of the newest of new Batman to go with the fucking Robert Pattinson current Batman that replaced the outgoing Ben Affleck Batman and the returning Michael Keaton Batman. Wait a minute. It's as if so many things are so fucked up that everything's fucked now. And you need to just leave it alone for 10 years. Leave it alone. Why do I even have my headphones on? It's way too hot and I'm not playing any audio. Now that's so much cooler for my ears, man. So I'm talking about what you think the authority's got to do. But in reality, unless they nail this Superman casting, unless they nail this Batman casting, this Damian, and you're going from an older Batman, a Batman that's at least in his 40s, which was already filled by the Ben Affleck, and bringing in Damian Wayne, who was the Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, Damian Wayne, the fifth Robin, the fifth Robin. The fifth. Your reboot has the fifth Robin. And you wonder what the authority is going to do. Five-time Robin. Spinneroonie. Wee. Doodaloo-loo-loo-doo. Doodaloo-loo-loo-doo-doo. I use the authority as an example because that's an easy thing to do, because as the person in chat said earlier, what's the authority? Normies don't know who the authority is. 95% plus of comic book readers probably don't know who the authority is. Nobody knows who the authority is. So it's an easy thing to just pick, to make people make the... My window just shut because there's a gust of wind. To make that connection. But the problem isn't the authority, because that's already dead. The problem is casting your main characters again. Because if James Gunn misses that mark, and by the way, remember that James Gunn said that The Flash is the best superhero movie he's ever seen. Hold on. I'm gonna open my window again. Even if I can reach it, because I've got a bunch of Lego boxes in the way of unbuilt Lego, which I need to move under my... Anyway, you don't need to know that. You don't need to... Wait. Wait. James Gunn's universe is what we'll... It closed again. The wind clip. I can fuck yourself. The James Gunn DC universe, folks, is what we like to call in the business dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. I have absolutely zero hope for it. Zero. Expectation, not hope. I have zero expectation from this. Zero. I am just counting the days down until they cast Superman, a film which is what, meant to be coming out next year? Isn't James Gunn's Superman meant to be coming out next year? IMDb. What's it called? Superman Legacy, isn't it? Superman Legacy 2025. Touted for a 2025 release. Haven't even cast it. Haven't even cast. Never mind gone into principal photography. Never mind pre-production. Haven't even cast anything yet. Good luck. You're gonna fucking need it. Nobody knew who the Guardians were before his movies. I can see where you go. I can see where you're going with that one. However, the Guardians was the first cosmic related team that they brought into the MCU. So I think that was also an attractive prospect. This is a bunch of again, it's like The Boys. It's a bunch of dysfunctional superheroes on planet Earth. But I certainly think Guardians of the Galaxy were known within the comic book circles, and not normie circles, but the comic book circles, as opposed to the Authority, which is barely even known in comic book circles. So, yeah. Find your caps lock, turn it off. Scottish Nerd with a £5 says, what's worse, chaps? Wakanda Forever, War Panther, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wars. Yes. The answer to that is yes. Possessed of Normality with a £5 says, hi guys, I'm going to meet Matt Smith next month at London Comic Con. What question would you ask him if you met him? How big's your dick? Hostile Boogie Inbound with a $5 says, Civil War and Infinity War are garbage adaptations. Captain V, Red Skull, and a musical for the win. Sure. Matt Fashion with a 11 Canadian says, you guys keep Raiders of the Lost Ark. You guys keep saying Raiders of the Lost Ark is the best Indiana Jones movie, but Last Crusade is better. I prefer Last Crusade. I think Indiana Jones and Last Crusade is that's my personal favorite Indiana Jones movie. But we're talking degrees of that. Raiders of the Lost Ark is like that far behind. Those two are two of my favorite movies of all time. But Last Crusade is my favorite of the three Indiana Jones movies that they did, because they only ever did 3. Speaking of which, I've got to go see it on Wednesday. Fuck my ass, mouth, and tits. Oh. Lord Photon with a $5 says, as you're my hero. Hi, Garethy, Longman, hail the Eldritch God. Thank you, man. JMD Reed with a $5 says, Anne McCaffrey's June books as? Did I say June? I meant Pern. Anne McCaffrey's Pern books. Did I say June? If I said June, my bad. It was Lord of the Rings and Eddings that got me into fantasy. I meant to say Anne McCaffrey's Pern books. I used to love those. I used to love those books. Used to go to my local bookshop and look to see if there's a new Anne McCaffrey. He's passed away now. Trevor Wingard with a 2. Oh, wait. Crabbid with a £5 says the best film is clearly The War of Star, Gollum. Correct. Trevor Wingard with a 2. Let's do a poll. Hey, Lady G, how you doing? Let's do a poll. Best Indiana Jones movie. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Temple of Doom. The Last Crusade. Because there's only 3 movies. That's it. Boom, poll is up. That's what she said. That's what she said. Ow. Can I vote on this? No. Why you gotta be racist, YouTube? Huh? Why you gotta be... Neil Horn with a $10 says, last week I went... antiquating and bought a long box full of Marvel, Conan, and Red Sonja comics. Nice. Like new and bagged and boarded. Should I leave them in their bags or replace them with proper bags and boards? I personally like to have them in the board bags and boards that I prefer. But that's entirely up to you because it is an additional cost after all. But if they're bagged and boarded well, you know, up to you, buddy. But Bushin Ryu Cat with the $2 says Wrath of Khan. All I want to say. Fair enough. Sean Atkin with a $50 said, "What is everyone's favorite scene in Extraction 2?" My favorite scene was the train. Won't go any further into it because obviously people might not have seen it. Go watch the Extraction 2. Gary texted me at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night to say the Extraction 2 is fucking amazing. And I went, yes. Yes, it is. Jacob Babrick with a $5 says, "Thank you for recommending Star Trek Next Generation. I just started, but already on season 4. So good. The wife hates me saying, make it so. All the time, though. Hail." Oh, you know. Hey, darling, do the dishes. Engage. Andre Medels. No. Yeah. Andre Medelsky with a 50 check says, "Hey, guys, Moolah. What have you done? I can't stop watching the playthrough." That must be Gollum. "Can't wait to see Gary play it. Hashtag lock balls." Oh, no. I might not even be able to do a Final Fantasy 16 stream tomorrow. Because I've got my I'm out in the morning. I'm back mid-afternoon. And then I've got, so I might be able to do a stream mid-afternoon to early evening, but only a short one, 4 hours or so tops. And then I've got Gollum. I've got Gollum with Gary and Mauler. Gary's going to play Gollum tomorrow. 427 Art Book with a $50 says, "I know I've read that one. I read that one on the show. But thank you. Again, thank you for that." Ricky McCullough with a £2 says, "Empire Strikes Back or Blade Runner?" Empire Strikes Back. Perio, God of Rage, with a $5 says, "Noah's demigods have one mortal parent." Stop it. I mean, Tony Stark refers to Thor as a demigod. So don't come at me. Tony Stark refers to him as a demigod. Bear Business 1 with a $10 says, "Are you ready for the bucket catch redux? When Anna, the Star Wars girl, throws those flowers." Lightning ain't gonna strike twice, dude. You've got that Melanie Mac one. That's all you ever need. That's all you ever need. Pereira Samra with a $20 says, "I saw an article saying the showrunners for The Witcher are now claiming that season 3 will be more accurate to the source material. Needless to say, the comments were ripping them a new one." It's all lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. They know that nobody's going to watch this season. You know, he'll go to number 1 on Netflix or whatever, but no one's going to watch it. He'll go there for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then he'll drop. No one's going to watch it. No one's going to watch it. People were watching the show for Henry Cavill. Lauren Histrich, who's a massive stupid cow, talentless, by the way, terrible showrunner, stupid activist, puts herself and her politics in front of the characters in the story because she's a fucking raving narcissist, like pretty much 99% of Hollywood, because they hate you, and she hates you, make no bones about it. She didn't realize. She thought the success of the first season, which I thought was shit anyway, but she thought the success of the first season was her. No. People liked seeing Henry Cavill as Geralt, and he played a good Geralt. And then in season 2, you got shitloads of flack because you barely used Henry Cavill because your story has been and always is about pushing your intersectional feminist agenda, which people are fucking sick and tired of. They just want the characters told in a fucking respectful way on the screen. but your ego got the better of you and you got fucking done in season 2. And then even Henry, at the end of his required contract of 3 seasons, with no doubt the option to sign up for more, went deuces after the 3rd when his contract ran out because he knows that this is a fucking shit show. So if Henry Cavill has wanted The Witcher to stick to the source material, to be more accurate to the source material, he's openly said that. So do you think he would deuce out a season 3 if season 3 was accurate to the source material? And things were turning around and Lauren was just like, no, we need to start actually getting tighter to the source material. No. He deuced out because it's not even fucking close. He deuced out because it's more bullshit. More bullshit. The show was sold on Henry Cavill's Geralt of Rivia. That's what the show was sold on. And as ever, it was sold on a lie. Season 3 will be a fucking disaster. And season 4 and season 5. And by the way, season 5 is actually season 4. They're just cutting season 4 into 2 pieces and calling it season 4 and season 5. So that they don't lose face, because they know after season 4, it's done. It's done. Season 4 was already green-lit before any of this happened. And they know after season 4 it's done. Because as soon as Cavill goes, the show dies. It dies a fucking miserable death. But season 1 of The Witcher I thought was terrible, and I called it out at the time, and season 2 was a fucking abomination. An abomination. And I've told Gary, I ain't fucking watching season 3. I ain't doing it. I'll watch Indiana Jones, which I don't want to watch. I'll watch that for you for Friday Night Tights, but I ain't fucking watching The Witcher, mate. No chance. No chance. I'd rather fucking leave Friday Night Tights. I've been having such a good time playing Final Fantasy 16 this week because it's such a good story and the characters are so well done and developed. And there is political intrigue because it's very Game of Thronesy, but it's not fucking Trump Orange Man bad or Biden sniffs hair. It's not red versus blue. It's a world that has different kingdoms that have their own politics and their own squabbles. And that's the fun stuff. And it allows you to fall into a world of imagination and fantasy and have these great characters put in front of you and these really well-developed stories about these warring nations that they all have a nuke. They all have a fucking nuke, which is the icon, the summon. And so nobody really moves on anyone. But then when it happens, shit hits the fan. When 2 tribes go to war. And it's been so refreshing to have these fun dialogues and these well-developed characters and beautiful pieces of story, and characters being killed, and characters losing, and characters winning. For now, who knows where it goes? And that's been such a blessed relief. Because I've got to go and watch Indiana Jones and the Intersectional Feminist of Doom, which is going to be garbage. I'm going in with 0 expectations. I've been told I might like the first 20 minutes with a de-aged Indiana Jones and a film that feels like Indiana Jones, but as soon as that opening 20-minute segment ends and he becomes the old man and Phoebe Waller-Bridge comes in, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it, dude. I hate watched The Witcher season 2. I'm done. I'm done watching anymore. I can't watch season 3. I can't. No. I've even cancelled my Netflix as well now. It's all finished. It's all finished. I watch so much shit that it's just a blessing to be able to play something like Final Fantasy 16. A blessing. Find your caps lock, turn it off, because I'll turn you off. You know, played Resident Evil 4 Remake. Great game. Great game. A lot of fun. Little nuggets. Little gold nuggets in the shit. And Final Fantasy 16, it's repairing my brain. It's repairing my brain that gets smashed by watching fucking garbage from the cinema and TV. Courtesy of Hollywoke. Courtesy of an industry full of pedophiles, murderers, rapists, thieves, degenerates that want to tell you how to live your life. That want to give you, we want to make stuff that you should watch. This is what you should, this isn't necessarily what you want, but it's what you should have. Fuck off, you degenerate, rapist, pedophile, murdering, thieving degenerate. Who the fuck are you to preach to us? The little people that line your pockets. Keep on strike. Actors, Film Actors Guild, all of you, Film Actors Guilds, the whole fucking lot of them. You go on strike as well. Nobody fucking cares. You're doing us a favor. You're doing us a solid. Because right now you're pulling down your pants and you're fucking defecating onto the screen and calling it a film. I got plenty of great movies I can watch. I got plenty of amazing video games I can play. And I got plenty of stunning books that I can read. We don't need you. You need us. We don't need you. You've done such a good job of chasing off your audiences that we are now looking to the past. We are looking back for our entertainment. We're looking back at older films, older TV series, older comics, older books. So stay on strike. Please. More of you join. Film Actors Guild members, get on strike. Join them. Because sooner rather than later, the heads of the studio are going to realize we're not making any money here. And when they realize they're not making any money, heads start to roll. And they're already starting to roll. But a lot of heads will start to roll. And rest assured that all the Film Actor Guild members who have been calling you sexists and racists and white supremes and homophobes and bigots, they will 180 like a good hypocrite. And they'll be talking about how great and wonderful you are because they need you to come and watch their films. If you ain't watching your Netflix, cancel your Netflix. Stop giving them money. If you ain't watching your Disney Plus, cancel your Disney Plus. Stop giving them money. Hit them where it hurts in the wallet. And people will say, yeah, but as you went and you watched it, you're contributing. If me going to watch it and making a fucking video or a stream stops 50 of you from going and seeing it, My work here is done, mate. Because I'll give you an honest report. And if it's good, I'll say, go watch it. Go watch it. And if it's shit, I'll go, save your money. So it's my job to take the fucking mental abuse so you don't have to. The reason why they say that is because they don't want the truth. They don't want you to come in front of a camera and go, well, I went to see it, and guess what? It was fucking appalling. Save your money. No, no, no. They just want the silence. They want the silence so that somebody who's curious goes, well, I don't see anything. I don't see anything online. All that I see is the shill media saying, oh, it's stunning and brave. I'll go see it. No. I'll go see it for you. Because I'll give you the truth. I'll give you an honest answer. Good or bad. I'll give you an honest answer. Gary didn't like Avatar 2. I liked it. I said, I liked it. Solid 7 out of 10 film. I liked the themes of family. I liked that it was refreshing to see a positive family. I saw Miles Morales in the Miles Morales verse. I liked it. Yeah, it's got issues, but it was, again, a solid 7 out of 10. Solid 7 out of 10. Looked beautiful. Great soundtrack. I thought there were some very good moments in it. I'll tell you what I think, honestly. And, I went to see The Flash. I told you it's as mid as it gets. And I think I was being generous because I like Ben Affleck as Batman and I like Michael Keaton as Batman. So even throw rose-tinted copium, still said it's as mid as it gets. I'll tell you honestly. And if me telling you honestly makes you go to the cinema or makes you not go to the cinema, I've done my job. I've done my job. Otherwise, you're going to be listening to your campiers of the world who will lie because it gets them access and it gets them advertising. Or the Rotten Tomatoes of the world, which will lie because they want access, continued access. Look at me. Look at me. We are the media now. We are the media now. And unlike them, we actually do have your best interests at heart. Jester of Roanoke with a $2 says, so tired of Az and his warmongering. Dude, I am 99.9% hate. I'm made of hate. I think within the next half an hour, maybe a little bit sooner, we will get the weekend. We will get the weekend box office for The Flash. It's not quite in yet. Right, got to smash through these supers then. Master of Puppets with a 550 New Zealand says, hail all, I read manga, Berserk, One Punch Man, etc., but was thinking of getting Isom. What are your thoughts on it? Also, will it reach me in New Zealand? Well, I think Ripper ships worldwide. I rather enjoyed the first Isom. Not perfect. It's got some issues. For sure. But all in all, for a first soiree into the comic world, yeah, there's some stuff I was interested in. Very interested about the Alpha Force stuff. And the Yara as well. So it's a recommend. It's not perfect, but it's a recommend. Go check it out. And with Chuck Dixon writing the Alpha Force book, now that Very interested in. I'll tell you that right now. But God bless Eric July. Put his money where his mouth is. And boy, did it pay off. Bob Hort with a £2 says Morbing Time Part 2. No Iron War Home. That is the name of the film. Disco Stew with a $20 says, is Joss Whedon's real name Joe Mammers? Yes. Craig Wilson with a $10. Speaking of cringe, any thoughts on the rumored appearance of Tom Bombadil in Rings of Power Season 2? My first thought is don't. I don't even know who that is. Tom Bombadil is a character in the Legendarium. He first appeared in print in 1934 poem The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, which also includes the Lord of the Rings characters Goldberry. Oh, it's Rings of Power, dude. So they'll fuck it up. Rest assured, they'll fuck it up. Gage Gross Crux Missing, maybe, with a $5 says, as when you say Batman Returns is your all-time favorite Batman film, yes, are you including animated ones as well? No, live action. P.S. Gary, pineapple pizza is blasphemy. No, it's not. It's beautiful. Yeah, my favorite live action Batman film is Batman Returns. My favorite Batman film, including the animated ones, I know, Mask of the Phantasm is fucking amazing, you know. That's a toughie. I'll think about that. Reese the Cripple, Resef the Cripple with a $10 says, Gary, you haven't seen Stargate SG-1. What have you been doing? I love me some Stargate SG-1. Grey Soul with a $10 says, this is a premise for a joke. A Scot, an Englishman, and a Welshman walk into a theater, and then they watch a really bad film. Bushin Ryu Cat with a $5 says, as Gary Mauler, before you go, thoughts on Sin City movie? What was better, live Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie first, or Return of the Used Piece? I never watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja movie, so I don't know. And Sin City was fine, but I only ever watched it once. It was, I mean, Gary raves about it. But I never read the Sin City comic from Frank Miller, and I saw the movie once. Hammer Now with a $5 says, I always thought Heroes ripped off parts of the cinematography and soundtrack from Utopia, or at least took heavy inspiration. Mystery with a $5 says, I recently found and purchased Iron Man 128 CGC slab 9.4 in remembering and celebrating of my 7 years of freedom from alcohol. Well done. Well done. Yeah, Brittany Murphy. Yeah. Drugs and alcohol, man. They're going to get you. They are going to get you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flash weekend box office is in. The Flash this weekend did 15.2 million. A drop of 72%. 72%. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. I'll do a quick video after this before Sunday Fun Day, which means I've got to be out of here in 25 minutes then. That is and it ended third for the week. Third for the weekend. Dead. Dead. Dead movie. Is that good or bad? It's not so good. No, it's not so good. Just checking to see if the worldwide is in yet. Jeez, man. Site's being hammered at the minute. Okay, let's carry on. The libertarian nerd with a $5 says V for Vendetta is easily top 3 most underrated. I thought it was a great film. V for Vendetta is a great film. Jesus Deville with a $2 thumbs up. Thank you. Ringy 542 with a €2 says as Forsythal Barrymore. No is the answer to that. Midnight Man with a $5 says, have you guys seen Kraven the Hunter trailer? Another Morbius flop. Yes, I did see the trailer. Looks absolutely abysmal. I laughed all the way through. Alchemical Kingsman with a £2 says, if it's Michael Barrymore, can you swim as? Better than the guy that drowned in his pool. Test Site with a $10 says, hell, real BBC. Have you guys seen any of the Unicorn Warriors Elemental? Unicorn Warriors Eternal yet? It's really refreshing to see something all of its on and not a safe existing IP. I'm just reading it verbatim. The color palette of the show is 100%. No, I haven't seen it. Monkey Mirror with a 7 Canadian prequel to Dark City, Pretty Please, or even reboot. That film is so visceral feeling and like licorice, all sorts to the eyeballs. Ringy 542, the €5. I actually used to work with a guy from London who said he applied to go on Jim Will Fix It, and oh man, he never heard the end after that. He's lucky he didn't get on. He's lucky he didn't get on. Come on. No, that 150 million is not updated. That doesn't have the updated international on it. Nick Savage with a $2 says Punisher 1. Mad Dog Gamer with a $2 says as which Final Fantasy is the worst, 13 or 15? Easily 13. I liked 15. Skeptical Panda with a $2. Supernatural and Scooby-Doo did a team-up movie. No, they did a team-up episode of Supernatural, and it was fun. Completely jumped the shark, yes, but it was a lot of fun. Johnny J with a $5 says Biden just finished a speech last week saying God save the Queen and got lost leaving the stage until a handler came out to walk him off. Yeah, that's because he's got dementia and he's easy to control. Connor Matthews with a $20. Do you think all this woke stuff will end or will it keep running? I hope it ends. Hail the real BBC. It'll end sometime. It'll end sometime. The domestic has been updated to 87 million after 2 weekends. Fucking hell. The international has not been updated yet. Still showing us 73 million. That's not been updated yet. We'll have to check back later for that. But it's probably not going to be that good. Mo Sislak with a $20 says, as long-time listener, first-time caller. What are your thoughts on the 90s comedic superhero films such as Blank Man or Meteor Man? I found their campy nature delightful. Then again, I consumed a lot of glue as a child. Meteor Man was fun. You know, I also like Mystery Men. Mystery Men's a good film. That was a fun film. Ajax the Greatest with a $2 says, speaking of Warren Ellis, watch Castlevania. Archie Bot with a $5 says Gothamites are sheep. The criminals are wolves. Batman is a sheepdog. The Predator is a poacher. Side note, Craven versus Predator, good idea. In current day, no, but you know, if it was written by somebody that actually gave a shit, could be fun. Mark Alexander with a $2. How about doing your top 5 Doctor Who? We've got it in the pocket for a rainy day. Lots of stuff going on at the minute. It's More important than doing that right now. Slenderman with a €2 fiddy as could have commented his 63 seconds for 2 hours. 68 seconds for 2 hours. Dude, I did 6 seconds in 1 hour. So, you know. Frankie Sullivan with a £5 says, can we get a round table of everyone's favorite Warhammer faction? Death Guard. Jesus Davila with a $1 fiddy. Hot dog. Thank you, buddy. And Joe King Lee with a $2 says, donate a copy up on ISOM 2. Yes, you can donate a copy on the site to kids who can't afford, or disadvantaged kids. You can gift a copy of ISOM 2. Not a bad thing to do. Right, that's caught up with the... we're going to end the poll, by the way. We're ending the poll. That's caught up with the Real BBC. We'll move on now to today. Best Indiana Jones movie. Last place. Temple of Doom. 10%. I get that. Second place. The Last Crusade. 36%. My personal fave. First place. Raiders of the Lost Ark. 53%. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all. Can't argue with that. Now then, let's go on to today. So we got the 5 gift from WG. Thank you. Zipper has been a sorcerer for 12 months. Says, hi, Az. Hope you aren't melting too much in the heat today. A little bit. But closing the window has actually allowed the colder air to circulate a bit more. So that's pretty good. Slenderman with a €2 fiddy. Just heal your baby face. Hey. Brass Monkey gifting those 5 memberships as well. Thank you, Brass Monkey. The $5 from WG and the $95 from WG. Legend. Gian Wong with a 5 Australian. Don't sweat it, as just maintaining the weight you lost is a good job. Keep it up. You're doing good. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, if it's staying the same at the minute, couple of weeks, it's fine. I'll break the back of it and it'll start going down. The fact that it's not going up is the important part. So we're still on 21 kilogram loss in 12 weeks. As is Wonky Eyebrows been a bard for 12 months. Thank you. Trevor Sumner's been a Witcher for 20 months. Says, don't you just love that Gotham Knights chose to use that deleted woman's work line twice, maybe more since the finale hasn't aired, just to stick it to those that caused its removal from Batwoman. Yes, and they were both cringe. But that's a prime example of people that don't give a shit about you, don't give a shit about what they're making, and are only interested in ramming their own messages into a show. And it's also why Gotham Knights got cancelled, because it's dog shit. And it's also one of the reasons why this week's episode did a 0.284. That's 284,000 people on an American network watched that show. With a demo of 0.04, which means about 50,000. About 50,000 of those people were in the 18 to 49 advertising demo. This is why shows like this get cancelled. They're not made for anybody apart from the writer to put their messages in, and they all need firing. Fire them. When you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Do you understand? You're not going to be able to put out a terrible wage and hire good writers. You got to pay for good writers. Jens Anderson to try with a 20 Swedish says, are you and Jim going to do Are you and Jim together or not? Tell us more. Oh, you know, a couple of times this week. Madrox, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Aki with a £10 says, soon enough as you can join Camelot and do Naked Snake with him. No, I'm fine, thank you. Def81 with a £2. Have you ever tried daily gym memberships as? Well, it's £8 a day for this place. It's £8 a day. And I paid £18 for the whole month. And I've already been twice in a week. So if I was paying daily, I would have paid £16 already with the 18 that I paid for the month with still 3 weeks left. So no, more cost effective to do. I know, 18 quid. Bargain. Bargain. D Breezy with a $10 says for the demonetization. This will definitely be demonetized. Let's do a monetization check. Normally they stay monetized during the stream and then get demonetized after. Come on. Come on, I've got 15 minutes. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Go again. Here we go. We are currently monetized. Last week's demonetized. The week before, monetized. The week before, monetized. The week before, monetized. The week before, demonetized. So close. So close. Narlops with a £2 says final fuck to see. Yes. I must have put the title as final fuck to see or something. Bog to M with a 10 remaining says as versus MILF Manor Writers Deathmatch train. Nobody's writing MILF Manor, mate. Life is writing it. Eddie Brock with a €6 says give YouTube a big fucking scissoring. Every time. Noel's Taken has been a sorcerer for a month. Just wanted to say absolutely love your content. Congrats on the success with your diet. Much love. Thank you, Noel's Taken. Joel Reyes with a €2 says Nixion was a self-help group to improve branding. Ayo. There's Unknown's $20 thank you, and Michael Tynan's $50. Thank you, Michael. Hangry is angry with a $5 says if I join your group, can I have a nice tracksuit with some Adidas sneakers? I think that'd be a splendid cult uniform. Do it. Viking Beach Bum with a $5 thank you, and Michael Tynan has been a Witcher for 31 months says oh good, oh hey, oh good sir, just dropped by to say howdy. And now I'm out to get a little Tex-Mex. Yummy. Sounds delicious. Zodlander with a 50 Swedish says, for the mortgage fund. Thank you. And that's £3.70 British. We'll round that up to £5. We'll round that up to a £5. Just to let you know, everyone, June's is now crossed out because it all went in. When I got paid from YouTube this week, I put the amount that I put in every month. And I put, let's just say, a generous evaluation. Which is great because that's just more that goes into the mortgage fund. But there was a lot of people that said to put their super chats towards the mortgage fund, which I'm always happy to do because that just means more into there. So massive thank you to everyone who did that. And in it goes. Zodlander. In it goes. Now, if that was DSP, he'd round down, because that's what he does. If you give him a $1.99 super chat, or tip, because it doesn't even count super chat. If you give him a tip of $1.99, he'll put down $1. Lee Woodcock with a $2 says, being from Yorkshire, how'd you become a Palace fan? Because everyone else here supported Liverpool, Man United, or Leeds, and they're all scum. Grego with a £2 says, who's more crazy, North Irish or South Irish? Yes. Timothy Torrigan with a $2. I realize why you're single. All women are crazy. Yes. Nice. That's actually a compliment. I'll take that. Also, I'm just too old and set in my ways. I'm too old and I'm too set in my ways, mate. Luminous Brilliance with a 8-month sorcerer says Flash is going to perform worse than Morbius. Oh, I need to do it. I'll do a check on that. Michael Tynan gifting 10 memberships to the stream. Michael, thank you. Eddie Brock with a €2 fitty. Dan Slott ranting again about how good She-Hulk is. No. Stupid troglodyte. 5'0" virgin. Fat ass. Vile man. Vile piece of shit, Dan Slott. Home Toast with a $50 for the house fund. And thanks for all the streams. Thank you. $50 going in. Going in. And it goes. July. This is going to all get put in at the end of July, folks. This is why we got the little black book. Thank you, bud. $50. Very generous indeed. Muad Durp with a $5 says maybe it was Midnight's Edge or someone reported Pedro Pascal on the table for Batman. No, it was Jensen Ackles talking because somebody said, would you like to play Batman? And Jensen Ackles was like, yeah, I'd love to play Batman. He said, but he'll probably go to Pedro Pascal. He was making a joke that Pedro Pascal gets all the roles nowadays. So neither Pedro Pascal or Jensen Ackles are actual contenders for Batman by the looks of it. But we played silly beggars on the Real BBC, and we speculated on what if he did. Too long didn't read, it'd die, it'd be dead. Not necessarily if Jensen Ackles was, but if Pedro Pascal was cast as Bruce Wayne. Dirty Clown has become a member at the Bard level. Thank you, Dirty Clown. Kieran Fergal has been a sorcerer for 41 months. 41 months. That's massive, dude. Thank you. Hey, Az, do you already know which game Mauler will make you play next? No. Let's just let me play some nice stuff for a while, yeah? David Grimes with a €5 says, isn't it funny that the 3 movies that made money are the only movies that didn't push identity politics in them? Avatar 2, Top Gun Maverick, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't remember any woke stuff in Guardians. I wasn't. Again, I thought it was a mid film. Again, I didn't particularly like it. I thought it was very mid. But it did really well at the cinema, particularly after a very bad opening week. Poor opening weekend, but it really held firm. Very surprised about that. So that ended up making a little bit of profit. Well, maybe. We just don't know with Marvel fudging the books at the minute. But yeah, and then Top Gun and Avatar 2. I didn't see anything in that whatsoever. And I enjoyed them both. Mad Dog Gamer with a $5 says, I feel like they should have finished the Snyderverse after how good the Snyder Cut was and how many copies it sold, but all Warner Brothers did was give us the finger. Yeah, because Warner Brothers gave you the finger on that because they were the ones who didn't want the Snyder Cut to be released. They were the ones that went with the Justice League cut that failed miserably. And the Snyder Cut version was actually very well received. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. There's a lot of problems with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. There's a lot of problems with those films. But I think the Snyder Cut was very well fleshed out. And it told the story that it wanted to tell well. Owen Pitts with a £10 says, as the missus and I are trying for a baby. Told her parents last night. Now can't get out of my head that I basically told her mum and dad. I'm just reading what you've allowed him to write, Papa Susan. Okay? Don't you be demonetizing me for saying this. Now I can't get out of my head that I basically told her mum and dad that I'm cream pieing her every night. Love the content, mate. Do you know what you need to say to them? This is what you need to say. We're trying for a baby. We're trying for a baby. We're not having much luck at the minute. We don't understand why. I've been to the doctors. My sperm count's fine. She's been to the doctor. Everything checks out fine. I guess I've just got to stop coming on her tits. Hey, Jane. Jane Theory just walked into the chat as I said, coming on her tits. My work here is done. My work here is done. Hi, Jane. You okay? Poor Jane. Gonna be streaming together in about an hour's time. I've already told the story on chat. When me and my ex-girlfriend, we went to a wedding reception, and we left early because I was staying at a parent's house because we went up to a parent's house to go to a wedding of a friend. So her and I were staying in the front room. Put a mattress in the front room for us. Well, the dining room, not the front room where you watch the TV, like the dining room. They put a mattress down for us because there was other people who were also going to be staying in the house, and they were staying in the bedrooms. Her old bedroom, the spare room. So we said we don't mind sleeping on a mattress in the dining room. So they said, hey, we're going to go out for a meal. Do you guys want to come? And the girlfriend was feeling horny. So she said, oh, no, we're going to go back home. And we'll see you later, night. We'll see you in the morning, night. We'll be asleep when you get back. Try and keep it down. So they went out for a meal. And we got back home. And then, we got showered and ready for bed and whatnot, and then we went into the mattress, and we're getting it on. We're getting it on. We've got a house to ourselves. They're having a meal. I'm so Jane. You probably don't want to hear the rest of this. You probably really don't want to hear the rest of this, Jane. Just saying. Just saying. So it comes to the point of no return for me. And she says, come on my tits. So I'm like, okay. What we didn't realize during our throes of passion was everybody came home because the restaurant was closed. And her dad, because they'd just come home, wanted to check on how we were doing. So he opened the door and said, hey, just as I came on his daughter's tits. And he just went, "Oh, see you later," and then shut the door. And we were both absolutely paralyzed. We were just staring at each other, staring into each other's eyes. She's like, I'm like, what do we do? What do we do? And she was just like, so she cleaned up. And the next morning, nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. Nobody mentioned a thing. Morning. John, some bacon and eggs. Oh, love. Yeah, please. John, a cup of coffee. Thanks. Sat there at the table. Her, me. The other guests have gone. Her, me, her dad just all sat at the table. Nobody's saying a word. The mum's in the kitchen cooking breakfast for everyone. Never to be mentioned again. Never to be mentioned again. That goes down as one of the most awkward things that's ever happened to me in my life. Maybe not the most awkward, which is the weirdest thing. But that definitely goes up there on... some of the most awkward things that have happened to me in my life. Oh, man. It's something I'm never going to forget. Something I'm never gonna forget. It's gonna stay with me that to the rest of my life. Well, it was a dining room. It doesn't have a lock on it. It was a dining room. They'd cleared the table away in the dining room so we could have a mattress, so we could... How many people have a lock on the dining room door? How many people have a lock on their bedroom doors? You know, I think if we were sleeping in her bedroom, he probably wouldn't have come in because you never know. But because we're sleeping in the dining room, he probably didn't think, well, they're going to be... That guy's going to be fucking coming on my daughter's tits in the fucking dining room. Did he? And yet, I was. Well, we did spend some time at the parents' house another time. All I'm saying is that I'm glad the dad didn't walk in then, because that would have been really awkward if he had walked in then. Fucking hell. Those were the days, my reckless youth. So, Owen, it could be worse, Owen. It could be worse than inferring what you're doing to your wife's parents' daughter every night. They get it. It's the walking in bit that really gets the... You couldn't put that scene into a bloody American Pie movie. Anyway. Isaiah S. Oh God, I hope this isn't a super chat that says God is good and God loves all, because God's looking at me right now and going, come on, dude. Come on. Isaiah S with a $10 just to show a donation. This is just to show a donation to show to show some love and to say I agree with you. Either all SJW bullshit. We just want good stories with good characters. Yes. Yes. Doesn't matter the color of the skin of the character. Doesn't matter the sexual orientation of the character. We just want good characters and well-written stories. We don't want the story to be the color of the person or the sexuality of the person. That's not an interesting story. Never put your politics ahead of your characters. Mad Dog Gamer with a $2 says, I got Final Fantasy 16, but I'm nowhere near done with Zelda. Neither am I, and I do want to stream some more Zelda. Or just play some more Zelda in general, but I gotta finish Final Fantasy 16 first, because it's so damn good. The Beast with a $2 says, Amen, brother. Thanks for keeping it real. Thank you for the support, dude. Jorgeas with a sorcerer for 27 says, Hail, I'm 30 to 70% hopeful, not hopeful, for Starfield. Gameplay, first-person shooter, RPG, and space combat / exploration seems great, but it's Bethesda. Yeah, and stop making characters ugly. Stop making women ugly. Because male gaze. Stop it. I don't know. The more I saw about Starfield, the less hyped I got about it. Yeah, I don't know. This could be very, very boring, or it could be really good. I mean, I want it to, look, honest to God, I want it to be good. I do really want it to be good. Because I'm going to get it and I'm going to stream it. Oh, well, at least I'm going to start streaming it and we'll see what happens. If it's good, I'm going to carry on. If it's not good, But I am going to try it. But I am concerned that the gameplay loop might get really old really quickly, and the characters didn't look particularly engaging. Remember we had that room of the inclusion and diversity clinic in the trailer? Jeez, man, fucking hell. And apparently there was a lot of like stories like capitalism bad. I'm just like, well, if you're in space, there's a very high chance that you're pro-capitalist because you are building new things, creating new trade routes, forging a new future of commerce. There's a good chance that you are pro-capitalism because communism won't work in that environment, doesn't work in that environment. Socialism doesn't work in that. This is about expansion of a new frontier in it. Am I confusing Outer Worlds with Starfield? No. Two very different games. I didn't even finish Outer Worlds either, by the way. Outer Worlds bored me. Well, correct, Ian. Communism doesn't work in any environment. But yeah, the more I saw of it, the more it just... I'm scared it's going to be boring. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is going to be boring. And I just want my Elder Scrolls 6! Can I please have my Elder Scrolls 6? No, communism does not breed innovation. Quite the opposite. Communism regresses societies. Regresses them. The only thing that it does progress is the elite's wallets. Yeah, we all need to work. We all need to work for each other and share things equally. But what we need is a group of people, let's just call them for argument's sake the elite, that need to facilitate and overlook all of this. And we will control the system and make sure that everything is evenly distributed. Now get back in your fucking mass grave! Wait a minute. 99% of everything's getting filtered to you. We've got our overheads, you see, looking after everything. They passed me the champagne. Go back to your bunk bed that you share on a shift with 3 other people in 8-hour increments. Okay, the international box office has now been updated. And internationally, The Flash did around about 50 million internationally. So The Flash is on a worldwide, after 2 weekends, of 211 million. It's going to... I don't even know if it's going to hit 300. I don't even know if it's going to hit 300. 300, 320 tops. PC Wizard 7 with a 5 Australian. Hey, Az, in terms of drinks, and by the way, this is their first super chat on the channel, so thank you very much. Hey, Az, in terms of drinks, do you strictly drink only water, or do you have other things like coffee and tea? Asking for advice, as soda pop is hard to kick. Fizzy pop, soda pop, incredibly hard to kick. I was addicted to it. I drink coffee, tea, and water. That's it. Nothing else. Coffee, tea, well, milk, I guess, because I put milk in my coffee and tea and sometimes have a glass of milk. So coffee, tea, water, milk. That's the only things that I drink now. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. No cordial, no sugar-free cordial, no sparkling water, none of that. No. Coffee, tea, milk, water. That's it. The Gentleman Villain has been a sorcerer for 7 months. Is very impressed with your 2-year plan progress. Keep up the great work. Terrible voice acting. We can talk candidly now. The Chevalier de Lys with a 5 Canadian says, hi, Az. Just rewatched Batman 89. Still amazing. What do you think of its Prince soundtrack? Freaking awesome. Also, why is Bret Heat? I think you mean Bret Hart. Well, you said Hart, not Heat, but you said you put Hart. It's Bret H-A-R-T, not H-E-A-R. Just saying. Why is Bret Hart the greatest wrestler ever? Ric Flair, baby. Ric Flair. Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, my 2 favorites. Matthew Hammond with a $10 1 in 6 scale fund. Thanks for being entertaining with the video game streams. Thank you, Matthew. I've got something coming this week. Not my ex-girlfriend's tits. I got something coming this week. Tuesday or Wednesday. Can't wait to show it to you. Ian So Forth with a £10 says, for fuck's sake, Az. I know, I'm sorry, Ian. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I did everything right. The Chevalier de Lys with a 2 Canadian says, now I'm wondering if the dad or the ex are listening. No, I never kept tabs with her. When we split up, it was quite an acrimonious split. So we didn't keep in touch. And the day she left, I never saw her again after. I never saw her again afterwards. I spoke to her a couple of times on the phone as we were just sorting out, you know, the stuff in the house. What was going to go to her, what was going to stay with me. But no. The last time I knew anything about her was about 12 years ago. When my brother wanted me to create a Facebook profile because he joined Facebook and he wanted me to make a Facebook profile. So I made a Facebook profile and I ended up coming across her profile. And she was married, and yeah, she was married with someone else. So I was like, you know, good on her. Good on her. I hope she has a nice life. Go with a 50. Swedish says, can't wait for tomorrow so we can finally lock Gary's balls. Also, did you listen to the song I told you about? If so, what did you think? I didn't. I totally forgot. Totally forgot, mate. Buddy. Hold on. I gotta do this. This is doing my head in. Yeah, doing my head in that. There we go. I was just doing my head in. Striker X24 with the $2 says, as will you cover MILF Manor Season 2? There ain't gonna be a MILF Manor Season 2. Is there? MILF Manor Season 2? Oh. Will MILF Manor be renewed for Season 2? According to Meow, the future of the series is still up in the air. Could we be so lucky? Who knows? Right, we're caught up. I gotta take a bit of a break now until Sunday Fun Day. So massive thank you to everyone who came to the Super Chat Square Up. Huge thank you to everyone who Super Chatted on Tuesday's Real BBC and has allowed me the opportunity to go through the Super Chats here. Your generosity is absolutely incredible, and I can't thank you enough. And again, thank you to everyone today, not just for watching and not just my mods for their time, but everyone who Super Chatted today and gifted memberships, remembered, or became a member today. Thank you so much indeed, again, for the support. You are too kind. And I will be back in about 45 minutes or so with Sunday Fun Day, Jane Theory, X-Ray Girl, and QBG on Starship Troopers. Until then, you take care. Bye for now.